Renetta Garrison Tull, the Vice Chancellor for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. It's my pleasure to welcome you this evening to the 18th Annual Chancellor's Achievement Awards for Diversity and Community. These awards were established to honor exemplary accomplishments that contribute in substantial ways to the development and well-being of our diverse and evolving community. I would now like to introduce UC Davis's Chancellor, Dr. Gary May. Chancellor May is a dynamic leader with a passion for helping others succeed. He believes success is best judged by the extent you enhance the lives of others. Throughout his career, he has championed diversity in both higher education and the workplace. He developed and led programs to attract, mentor, and retain underrepresented groups in the STEM fields of science, technology, engineering, and math. Now, most recently, he received the prestigious Lifetime Mentor Award from the American Association for the Advancement of Science for demonstrating extraordinary leadership to increase the participation of underrepresented groups in the fields of science and engineering.
Thank you, Renetta. I really appreciate all that you do to support our diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts on campus and in our surrounding communities. I look forward to this prestigious ceremony every year. While I'm disappointed that I can't welcome awardees and their guests to the Chancellor's residence due to COVID-19, I'm pleased to virtually celebrate our award recipients and their accomplishments with all of you. The awardees remind me of how much talent, tenacity, and commitment we find across UC Davis. It's inspiring, and I know all of you feel that way too. These awards were established to honor members of our campus community and beyond who have made notable contributions to promote an environment that fosters a sense of inclusiveness and community for all. The award recipients come from a wide range of backgrounds. They represent nursing, student housing, mechanical and aerospace engineering, and more. They're the people who are helping UC Davis strengthen our connections and impact across our many communities. As we celebrate their accomplishments, we're reminded that we still have work to do. We're living in some of the most politically divisive and polarized times in American history. That's why we must uplift and highlight UC Davis students, faculty, staff, postdocs, community members, and departments who do the great work of exemplifying our principles of community. These principles remind us that diversity is not just about our multiple and intersecting identities. Diversity includes a range of experiences, ideas, opinions, and perceptions that contribute to the vibrancy of our intellectually engaging campus community. It's also about creating inclusive environments so that each person has an opportunity to thrive. With a dedicated focus on diversity and inclusion, we are a better university. We are more ready to educate and prepare students for success in an increasingly diverse society. And it helps us to perform research that is collaborative and inclusive and produces better outcomes. Again, I congratulate this year's honorees on their achievements and commitment to diversity. We'll learn more about them shortly from Vice Chancellor Renetta Tull. I hope you enjoy the rest of the program.
Thank you, Chancellor May, and thanks to all of you. I wanted to share just a little bit of my outdoors, my backyard. We had a wonderful lemon harvest this year, but now I'm back inside in my office, and so we're going to continue with the program. We're going to begin this evening by recognizing the individual awardees, and then we will end with the Department Recognition Awards. So let's go ahead and get started. The Undergraduate Student Award. Up first, we have the Undergraduate Student Award being presented to Emily Aguilar Gonzalez. Emily is a senior studying community regional development in the College of Agricultural and Environmental Sciences. Emily has a demonstrated commitment to equity and inclusion. She designed, developed, and implemented the UC Davis Early Academic Outreach Program Family College Advisor Initiatives, within which she trained and supervised undergraduate students who provided advising services to first-generation college-going families in the greater Sacramento area. Under Emily's leadership, the Family College Advisor Initiative served over 100 families in the Sacramento region and provided them access to critical information that normally only more affluent families would have. She ensured that all students in the program had an opportunity to be provided with direct mentorship and assistance with the college application process. Emily has been involved with multiple campus organizations and entities during her time as an undergrad. Her efforts supporting the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees resulted in more advocacy for their membership. Her work and dedication also elevated the level of awareness around labor issues for her peers. And because of her efforts, more individuals have access to better and stronger representation and advocacy. More recently, Emily has spent time interning at the Transformative Justice and Education Center to work with campus partners to build awareness around transformative justice practices. Emily, it's an honor to present you with the Chancellor's Achievement Award for Diversity and Inclusion. Now tell us, how will you continue to promote diversity and community in your future endeavors?
Thank you so much. It is an honor to be here today. I would like to start off by saying that this award honors the people who have supported me throughout my 5 years at UC Davis. Without my family, Rogelio, Miriam, and other mentors on campus, I would not be where I am today. Most importantly, this award is for the students I have worked with through EAOP, which is a program that is created to increase educational equity and provide college readiness workshops to underrepresented students. I have worked with them to provide workshops and other tools necessary to obtain higher education. There are many institutional barriers in place that prevent our students from obtaining an equitable education. So my work with students creates a generational impact by introducing them to a college-going culture. Through the journey of supporting them, I continue to learn and grow alongside them. So I thank my students for that. My experiences as a high school student is a reason why I am committed to promote educational equity. I am contributing to the number of first generation, low income students of color who are applying and being admitted to an educational institution. So for that, I say that I am very grateful to receive this award because it shines light on the work that I have done with EAOP over the past 4 years. My journey and my fight for educational and racial equity continues. I am very, very happy to say that this fall, I will be attending graduate school where I will be completing my master's in education and my teacher credential to continue supporting students as a teacher. I have not decided where I want to go, but I'm very fortunate to be admitted to UCLA, UC Berkeley, and there I hope to become an ethnic studies teacher that shines light on any racial issues and support students and obtaining anything that they set their heart to. So this award is a validation of the work that I've done and that I will continue to do. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing, Emily, and congratulations on receiving this prestigious award. Next, we have the Graduate Student Award being presented to Veronica Padilla-Briesman. Veronica is a PhD candidate and National Science Foundation, or NSF, Graduate Research Fellow in the Earth and Planetary Sciences Department. She studies the ways in which culturally significant marine bivalve species have recorded and responded to oceanographic change over decadal to millennial timescales. Veronica has dedicated significant time and effort throughout her graduate career at UC Davis toward creating a more diverse, equitable, and inclusive environment. She's currently the president of the Association for Women Geoscientists, also known as AWG. This is the UCD student chapter, and she's also served as the graduate student representative to the faculty. Through these roles, Veronica has prioritized equity and inclusivity by developing a sustainable mentoring program in her department, which pairs undergraduate geology majors with graduate students in order to provide academic support, demystify undergraduate research, provide a one-on-one connection, and create a sense of belonging on campus for underrepresented students. She created an anti-racist mentoring guide to improve mentorship and promote advocacy on behalf of marginalized undergraduate students. She's also establishing the AWG Gear Lending Program to reduce the financial and social burden of geology field-based courses on students who do not own or cannot purchase gear. And during her time as liaison between the graduate students and faculty, she also organized weekly departmental seminars. Veronica aimed to increase the diversity of speakers invited to present their research and established more effective communication between students and faculty. Veronica, you're a dynamic leader who takes initiative to make positive structural changes. And it's a pleasure to present you with the Chancellor's Achievement Award for Diversity and Community. Please share with us how diversity and community are important to the work you do in your program.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. This is a great honor. I wasn't expecting this, but it's always nice to receive an award. So I'm from a very diverse environment in Los Angeles. I went to an incredibly diverse public school, and it really helped to have teachers that looked like me and classmates and peers of all backgrounds. But when I got to college, I attended a primarily white college in upstate New York. And it was really difficult to kind of forge those connections that had been so valuable to me growing up. And so I joined the Latin American Student Organization. I lived with other students in the cultural center. And that was really, really important for my well-being and my success in a geology program. So when I got to UC Davis and I started in the Earth and Planetary Sciences department, I wanted to create that same sense of community for the undergraduates in our program. Since geosciences is the least diverse STEM discipline, there's a lot of work to be done, and it's really important to me to make sure that diversity inclusion is at the center of everything I do, whether that's research or service.
Thank you for sharing with us, and congratulations on receiving this award. Our next awardee for the postdoc category is Dr. Victoria No. Victoria is a postdoctoral scholar in health systems and community leadership at the Betty Irene Moore School of Nursing at UC Davis. Her research is focused on health equity, the provision of high quality care to underserved communities, and the optimization of information technology to improve the delivery and coordination of care in the community itself. Her research focus is a continuation of her demonstrated commitment to the development and well-being of our diverse community. As a postdoctoral scholar, she demonstrates her commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion on campus and in our communities by engaging with nursing students, medical students, nursing professionals, and nurse leaders on issues surrounding health disparities and equity. Dr. No co-teaches, develops, and leads group research projects, classes, and programs focusing on issues of identity, power imbalances, and disparities in health status and healthcare delivery. In collaboration with UC Davis Health faculty, Dr. No co-leads the Anti-Racism and Cultural Humility, or ARC project, which addresses nursing, diversity, inclusiveness, health equity, and anti-racism. She was also directly involved in the ad hoc pilot for ARC training that took place this summer. She's also co-led and co-evaluated full-day trainings for nurse executives and nurse leaders. She'll participate in these several, she'll actually participate in several upcoming 3-day ARC trainings and will be an integral part of the proposed ARC Fellowship Academy. Dr. No, you are an awesome change agent, and it's an honor to present you with the Chancellor's Achievement Award for Diversity and Community. I invite you to share more about how you included diversity and community in your research as a postdoctoral scholar.
Thank you so much for this award. It is such an honor to receive it. I just wanted to say thank you to all my mentors and all the people that have supported me along the way to get this award. And I just want to say that it's not something that I did by myself. We are a community here at UC Davis. And the work that I do, I'm just inspired by all the amazing leaders that include diversity and equity in our everyday community. One of the things that I am most proud of this year is to work with Dr. Jan Murray Garcia and Dr. Kuperi Ackerman Barger to create, implement, as well as evaluate the Anti-Racism and Cultural Humility training program here at UC Davis Health. And we are so honored to be able to have the opportunity to talk, to share our experiences, and also be a dialogue in community as we discuss the difficult challenges around race, equity, and inclusion.
Thank you, Dr. No, and congratulations on receiving this award for your exemplary accomplishments. Next, we have the Staff Award being presented to Dr. Kwame Evans. Dr. Kwame Evans is a student affairs practitioner with more than 20 years of professional experience in higher education administration. Since working at UC Davis in 2010, she has worked in several roles to really support institutional diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts, including executive leadership in the African American Staff and Faculty Association and the establishment of the Center for African Diaspora Student Success. Currently, Dr. Evans serves as the Director of Inclusion and Organizational Development in Student Housing and Dining Services, or SHDS, where she leads and oversees comprehensive and strategic trainings for all staff. Over the past year, Kwame has provided her department with supportive and compassionate leadership, as all have dealt with the social injustice and political divide issues challenging the country, while being magnified by the pandemic. She's facilitated a number of processing spaces around social justice and political polarization. Kwame has led the Student Health and Dining Services leadership team in numerous training activities and discussion around leadership, social justice, and implicit bias. She has created and facilitated department-wide staff trainings to address topics around DEI. Kwame leads with listening during discussions, and she's thoughtful about creating space for everyone's voice to be heard. This has resulted in the voluntary participation of a variety of staff, from facilities to finance teams. And that's a wide variety of staff across these different teams. These impactful activities have led to strong, engaging conversations, resulting in increased awareness and understanding, thus creating a better environment for the whole department, and will ultimately create a better environment for students that they serve. Dr. Evans, your leadership and service to staff and students is an exemplary example of inclusive excellence. It's my honor to present you with the Chancellor's Achievement Award for Diversity and Community. Please share with us why including diversity and creating community in your work is important to you.
Thank you, Dr. Tull, and thank you, Chancellor May, for this amazing recognition. As a Director of Inclusion and Organizational Development in Student Housing and Dining Services, a broad focus of my role is to lead efforts that create an inclusive culture where all staff feel valued, appreciated, and inspired to bring their whole selves to the workplace in service to our mission. Within a large department with literally 600 professional staff and 1,200 student staff, and might I add, we are continuing to grow as our number of residents increase. Admittedly, this can be challenging, but for us, it becomes all the more important for us to continue to drive home our mission. For us, creating inclusion is not a one and done exercise. It requires an ongoing commitment at every single level of the organization so that we can continue to create and maintain intentional cultural shifts within our department. There are so many different things that I love about working at UC Davis and also working in student housing and dining services. And one of the things that I love is our statement of ethics. And in it, we reference the principles of community, because that is a founding document that really drives home who we want to be to each other and on the campus. But in it, we also point to the fact that we want to role model high standards of personal conduct, and we want to act with integrity with our words and our actions. We ask ourselves often, how can we best serve our students, each other, and the university community? This is who we know ourselves to be. So when you ask the question, why is it that this is important to me? I say it's not only about the heart of what we do, it is also who we are. It's my honor and my privilege to serve in this capacity and to serve this university. And again, I want to say thank you for this recognition. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you for sharing, Dr. Evans, and congratulations on receiving this award. Our next award is the Academic Federation Award being presented to Professor Mary Louise Frampton. Professor Frampton is the director of the Aoki Center for Critical Race and Nation Studies. She teaches in the area of restorative justice, structural inequality, law and social justice, legislative advocacy, and professional responsibility. Professor Frampton's research interests are focused on the use of restorative justice as a tool to dismantle the school to prison pipeline, reduce the over-incarceration of people of color in the criminal justice system, and heal divided communities. Within the UC Davis School of Law, Professor Frampton has created a non-traditional space for marginalized students in a traditional institution. She organizes weekly discussions that expose students to areas of law and policy that are not often discussed in doctrinal courses, including race, gender, class, sexuality, and disability. These discussions not only provide students with the opportunity to build critical thinking skills around important issues, but also validate the experiences of students who come from backgrounds that are often being talked about within the context of the law. She has also hosted numerous events as part of the Aoki Center lecture series, where the entire community is invited to discuss the critical legal, political, and policy issues that are relevant to life in the United States and beyond. These opportunities allow students, attendees, and community members to engage in an honest dialogue about the realities of school and our society at large, allowing those most impacted to be part of the conversation. Professor Frampton is continually finding different ways to approach engaging students with service, both by example and by teaching. As a teacher, she continually brings in outside knowledge to transform what's being discussed in class, which gives students both the opportunity to connect with experts in a particular area discussed, but also the chance to engage with individuals doing the work we may be interested in. Her approach to teaching, where students not only learn from the professor, but also by engaging with the community, demonstrates her community to service and contributions to diversity, equity, and inclusion, not just on campus, but around the state of California and nationwide. It's a pleasure to present Professor Mary Louise Frampton with the Chancellor's Achievement Award for Diversity and Inclusion. Professor Frampton, please share with us more about the importance of including diversity and inclusion within your research and in your classroom.
So, Dr. Tull, I'm enormously privileged to not only include equity and inclusion in my teaching and research, but actually to place it at the core of all of my work. And I do this because, in my mind, racial justice is the most important issue facing our society now. So the purpose of my teaching and research is to explore the most effective ways of repairing the harm that's been caused by our caste systems and to actually transform those systems themselves. So when I teach restorative justice, it's RJ as a racial justice tool. When I teach community lawyering, it's about lawyers partnering with under-resourced communities of color to level the playing field. And when I teach policy advocacy, it's how to use politics and policy to create a more fair society. In my research, it's the same. When I'm in schools looking at disciplinary policies, it's about how to disrupt the school to prison pipeline. And when I'm in courts looking at programs that divert young people, it's to actually tackle the new Jim Crow. And when I'm in communities like Greensboro, North Carolina, it's about whether truth commissions can actually have an impact on racial healing in the community. So to be consistent with my purposes, I also want my methods to reflect my objective. And that means in my research, I try whenever I can to work with very, very diverse research teams, to use the community engaged participatory action research model, and to work across disciplines. And in my teaching, I try to bring a diverse world into the classroom and also require my students to engage with the real world. And I try to provide opportunities for them to also learn from one another's diverse experiences and perspectives, because our students bring such wisdom to this institution. So while I'm enormously touched and grateful to those folks who nominated me for this award and those who selected me, I think that we all look forward to the day when at UC Davis, including equity and inclusion in our classrooms and our research isn't to be rewarded, but to simply be expected. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and congratulations again. Next, we have the Academic Senate Award being presented to Dr. Harry Cheng. Dr. Cheng is a professor in the Department of Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering and director of the Integration Engineering Lab at UC Davis. He founded and directs the UC Davis Center for Integrated Computing and STEM Education, also known as CSTEM. Over the last decade, he has pioneered the work on systematically integrating computing and robotics into formal math education from kindergarten to 12th grade. And each year, more than 10,000 students are taught using his curriculum in the classroom. His work on CSTEM has profoundly changed the lives of many young learners, especially students from underrepresented groups who were previously struggling with math, but they're studying more, I can tell you that. In addition to revolutionizing classroom curriculum, Professor Cheng organizes the annual RoboPlay Challenge and video competitions, and he's done this since 2011. RoboPlay Robotics Competition is an annual culminating event for students in grades 5 through 12 participating in the CSTEM program. It's designed for student teams based on their math skill and different levels to showcase their real-world math problem skills in a competitive environment. While RoboPlay video competition is designed for students to learn robotics while having fun and exploring their creativity in writing, storytelling, art, music, choreography, design, video editing, and film production, and at the same time, seamlessly learning CSTEM subjects. Each year, nearly 2,000 students participate in the RoboPlay Challenge competition and RoboPlay video competition. He has also partnered with various schools, districts, county office education, colleges, and nonprofit organizations to organize one-week summer camps for CSTEM Girls in Robotics Leadership, and that actually spells out GIRL as an acronym, to motivate female students in middle and high schools to learn leadership and STEM concepts through a fun and exciting robotics-based curriculum. Each summer, CSTEM Center organizes about 20 different summer camps with more than 1,000 students participating. Professor Cheng's out-of-the-box research and hands-on math education will have a profound impact on the K-12 STEM education and building our nation's talent pipeline for diversity, equity, and inclusion in the STEM fields. Professor Cheng, it is an honor to present you with the Chancellor's Achievement Award for Diversity and Inclusion. Now, please tell us a bit more about how you include diversity and inclusion within your research and in your classroom.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor Hao. First off, I'm honored to be here today and grateful to be the recipient of this award. Providing opportunities for all K-12 students to explore and develop their interests and skills in STEM is the cornerstone in developing a diverse and inclusive education system and workforce. Unfortunately, in the US and in California, only less than 40% of students meet or exceed math standards. Our K-12 math education system has failed the majority of our students, especially students from underrepresented minority groups. For more than a decade, my research effort through the UC Davis System Center has focused on transforming K-12 math education with hands-on coding and robotics to close the math achievement gap. Our math and computer science curriculum provides K-12 students with 13 years of integrated learning of math and computer science in a classroom setting. Working with our industry partners, we have developed the computing and robotics technology and the curriculum for students. We have also developed educational strategies and professional development opportunities for K-12 teachers. Our team and the partners have organized the annual Lobo Play competition since 2011 in Davis and Orange County. Lobo Play is a theme-based level playing field robotics competition for K-12 students to learn and show off their math and teamwork skills in a competitive environment. Our team and partners have also organized the one-week Girls in Robotics Leadership Camp in different regions since 2013. These girl camps motivate female students in middle school and high school through peer mentoring by female college students. Through our robotics program, students are able to further hone their leadership and mathematics skills. I would like to take this opportunity to thank our staff, UC Davis undergraduate, graduate students, our industry and university partners, especially our K-12 partners, for their extraordinary work in our journey on diversity, equity, and inclusion. Our work is far from over, but what we have accomplished today has made a difference in tens of thousands of students' lives already. I look forward to continuing this journey together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Chang. Congratulations on your award. This year, our community award is being presented to Jose Podipo Memba, Director of Sustainable Communities for Sacramento Municipal Utilities District, and we know that as SMUD. Mr. Podipo Memba has 18 years of environmental, sustainability, and urban planning experience throughout California, covering a range of project and community types. He's instrumental to SMUD's community outreach efforts, including the Promise Zone Sustainable Communities Collaborative Initiative, which aims to bring environmental equity and economic vitality to all communities in SMUD's service area through partnership alignment. And also, the UC Davis SMUD partnership includes supporting the NSBE Junior, which stands for National Society of Black Engineers program, and it's focused on the K-12 population. Jose, it's my pleasure to present you with the Chancellor's Achievement Award for Diversity and Community. How do you feel about receiving this award?
Thank you very much, Vice Chancellor. I'm extremely humbled and honored to receive this award. I want to thank Chancellor May for this honor as well. And again, I'm just really humbled because issues of diversity and community have really been a core part of who I am for my whole life. So to be honored in this space is probably the highest honor I could possibly achieve. I first want to thank my company, SMUD, that really has put me in a position to take my passions and put that work in the community and giving me the resources necessary to hopefully create a positive impact. From our CEO down, SMUD has been a community organization for 75 years. And our CEO, Paul Loudon, has really put me in a position now to take that message and go even further, particularly the communities that are historically underserved and underrepresented. I also really want to thank my team. My team, the Sustainable Communities team at SMUD, is amazing. It's 30 individuals who do amazing work in the community. They represent the diversity of our region, and they are the ones that really roll their sleeves up. And they've been doing such amazing work, particularly during the COVID pandemic. It's without them, none of the impact could be done. So I want to thank them all. I'd list them by name, but we'd be here all day. And then last, I really want to thank my family, and I really want to thank especially my parents. They both passed on, but they are the ones that really instilled the core values of community in me from day one. They showed me by having a real love for diversity, bringing in a real global perspective on servant leadership that hopefully reflects in the way in which I live my life and try to move forward. So again, I really want to thank them for making the sacrifices they've made to put me in a position to hopefully have a positive impact. So again, I'm tremendously honored. I'm so thankful. And again, I want to continue to working with UC Davis and the rest of the individuals who are awarded today to make this community better. Thank you so much, and looking forward to even more prosperous 2021. Much appreciated.
Thank you for sharing, Jose. Congratulations again to all of our individual awardees. And now on to our department recognition awards. This award recognizes departments for taking the initiative to champion diversity and inclusion across their units by including diversity education or implementing the diversity and inclusion strategic vision as part of their organizational and staff development plans. Our first department award is being presented to Safety Services. Safety Services continues to bolster their commitment to DEI, including more frequent educational opportunities with topics on microaggressions and implicit bias, as well as creating structures to sustain their efforts over the long term. They have modeled inclusive practice by inviting colleagues beyond their immediate department to participate in their professional development opportunities, which is also a best practice as it further promotes diversity by engaging all involved with more diverse perspectives. This past year, Safety Services continued to build on that success by leveraging their connection to safety coordinators throughout the UC Davis to further expand the reach of our DEI educational opportunities. It's my pleasure to present Safety Services with the Department Recognition Award. I'd like to invite you all to share the importance of incorporating DEI in your work and any changes you've seen in your department after participating in DEI trainings.
Hi, on behalf of Safety Services, I'd like to thank Vice Chancellor Toll first for this honor and recognition, and also for the support across campus in recognition and support of diversity, equity, and inclusion. My name is Eric Cavigny. I'm Associate Vice Chancellor for Safety Services. I'm gathered here with some representatives of Safety Services that I might say represent the core portion of our team and lion's share of the efforts on our DEI efforts, but by no means is it inclusive of all of the faces and efforts within Safety Services that find this initiative important. I'll say overall, our service to the campus is one in which we are required and privileged to interact with a variety of peoples and backgrounds and personal experiences. And so being able to recognize those persons as individual human beings with their own stories and can relate to those stories isn't just the right thing to do, but frankly, it's just good business sense. Safety Services provides expert consultation and resources across campus that are heavily dependent upon trust. And our ability to relate to and respond to and gain the trust of our customers is essential to everything that we do on a daily basis. And that's why I believe that our investment in our 5-year strategic plan in diversity training is so important, not just on a personal level, but frankly, for the operation of the university. So I want to congratulate all of Safety Services for those of you that are listening, and great job. Again, thank you very much, Vice Chancellor Toll. And from there, I think I need to give a shout out and kudos to maybe the linchpin of these efforts, Becky Grunwald, who's a manager within Safety Services, and without whom her effort and drive and vision, I don't think we would be where we're at right now. So let me turn it over to Becky.
Thanks, Eric. Yeah, in addition to our 5-year training plan, which has been supported by the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, particularly Michael Villalobos and Eric Sanchez, we've also had an informal DEI committee, which has supported these efforts and which has been very enriching to my professional life. And some of those members are here today. And I'd also like to give a shout out to Connie Tan, who could not make it today, who's been very instrumental in our newsletters and meetings. And that monthly committee meeting has just been a wonderful place to find support, as we've all been battered by incidents over the past few years, including George Floyd and more recently, the attacks of Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders. So it's just been wonderful that we can create a space to share and about those incidents and get to know each other and talk, a safe space for that. And so I just wanted to thank Eric for supporting the formal educational plan, and then also to my fellow committee members for making our workspace more human and coming along on this lifelong educational journey with diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Congratulations again to your team, and thank you for your commitment to DEI. Our next department to be recognized is the UC Davis Mind Institute. For years, the UC Davis Mind Institute has worked as a strong partner with the Office of Health Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion to lead Rise Up, a Pathways program that mentors undergraduate students from underrepresented groups to become researchers. To immerse students in the most equitable and inclusive environment possible, the leadership and staff actively pursued DEI transformation. The Institute organized healing circles, DEI trainings, and deep organizational reflection to embed DEI into the very mission and structure of the Institute. Their current accomplishments include staff members who are now trained to facilitate racial healing circles through the Office of Health Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion, book clubs involving faculty and staff to discuss and address DEI, discussion groups with trainees and fellows that's accompanied with a strong push for trainees at all levels to understand the social determinants of health, and a partnership with the Transformative Justice and Education Center for a series of training to address disability at the intersection of multiple cultural identities. And in addition to this, the Institute has created the Mind Institute Diversity Award, a new quarterly grant program which provides $1,000 grants to trainees with research projects that address issues of race, ethnicity, and culture in the context of supporting neurodevelopmental challenges of diverse families. It is my honor to present the Mind Institute with this departmental recognition award. Please share any changes you've noticed after incorporating DEI practices in your department and why it was important for you to make these changes.
Well, we really appreciate this recognition to the Mind Institute. We've been very committed to DEI work for a very long time, but I think that last year, the highly publicized violence against people of color really made us be more reflective and energized. And it really led to us to kind of expand our efforts, particularly in the area of kind of external facing mission relevant work. We have been more cognizant of the need to change our approach to communities of color, to be more, to partner with them more around research, to be more engaged in trying to reduce health disparities and access to care. And I think one of the things that I've noticed as an organization is that really all parts of the organization have gotten behind this. Faculty, staff, trainees, our National Council of Visitors, which raises money for us, all have been energized and really motivated. I think the other changes that I've seen to result from these efforts is that we have been really committed to holding ourselves accountable and to having metrics to know that we can move forward and are continuing to do good work. We've established processes and mechanisms to keep DEI always at the forefront of what we do and to recognize that it's an ongoing process and that there's not really an endpoint. And I'd say lastly, the thing that I've been really impressed by is that this is really, as we've engaged in DEI work, it's really brought us together as a community. We communicate more, we know each other better, and I think that we really have pulled together and are more cohesive as an organization.
I'm going to take a turn here. We are very grateful for this award. I'm grateful for Chancellor May and Vice Chancellor Tull, and this time to appreciate the work that we've accomplished together at the Mind to improve diversity, equity, and inclusion for individuals with neurodevelopmental disabilities and their families. Since incorporating DEI practices at the Mind, we've been more committed to providing equitable services through our training, our community building, and our clinical programs. We pursued a CDC-funded undergraduate pipeline program with our O'Hetty partners, Mercedes Piedra and Dr. Tan, learned how to conduct racial healing circles to foster community at the Mind, began to engage in restorative and transformative justice work with Drs. Maisha and Tori Wynn, and we began outreach to our local federally qualified healthcare centers to improve care for individuals with neurodevelopmental disabilities and their families in underserved communities. So it's important for us to continue developing a diverse pipeline of future leaders in the disability field, support faculty who can mentor these talented students, and have a presence in our local community, provide long-term and equitable care for individuals with neurodevelopmental disabilities. And our future work in DEI rests on the foundation that our committee and our allies are creating within the Mind as we foster a diverse and inclusive environment together.
There you go. Thank you so much to the Chancellor and Vice Chancellor for this award and for recognizing the Mind's efforts around DEI work. Since starting more organized and focused DEI practices within the LUN program, I've noticed that the outreach of this program has started to expand to more diverse and historically underserved communities as well as trainees. And there has been more of a concerted effort for both trainees and faculty within the LEND program to engage in ongoing education and self-awareness and practices that are more culturally and linguistically appropriate, and that work towards more equitable care for children and youth with developmental disabilities and their families. So I think these changes are critically important for us to maintain and to continue, because one of the primary goals of the LEND program is to train future leaders, researchers, and clinicians. So it's critical that these individuals continue this very important work of improving health outcomes for highly diverse and underrepresented children and youth with neurodevelopmental disabilities.
And I too want to thank the Chancellor and the Vice Chancellor for this amazing award. I think to echo Len, there's been just a different sense of community and justice and closeness among the members of the Mind since we started talking about these topics and meeting together to do this important work. In my role as a co-director of the Autism Research Training Program, which is an NIH-funded training program for postdoctoral fellows, we've tried extremely hard to work on building a pipeline, and we're actually beginning to be successful in building an underrepresented pipeline of students who can then help us to really understand all the populations that we serve in our research and in our training. I think also important is the fact that our research has to become more representative, and I think these efforts are helping that to happen, so that we are recruiting participants from diverse communities in Sacramento. And I think our research is truer and much more relevant because of that. So thank you. I feel really very privileged to work with everyone here who teach me so much all the time about so many different things. Thank you.
I'd also like to thank our leadership, especially the Chancellor and Vice Chancellor, for this wonderful award that really recognizes, our efforts at diversity and inclusion. And certainly, as others have said, some of the changes that, we have become much more aware of is certainly how we work together as a community, and also thinking about our commitment to the community that exists around us. In addition to being a part of this diversity and inclusion committee, I am also the IDARE representative for the Department of Psychiatry, which is my home department. And that is a part of the medical center's inclusion, diversity, Anti-Racism and Equity Initiative. So we will also be working with the Minds DEI to continue these efforts, particularly around mentoring, certainly of our trainees, but also mentoring junior faculty and especially our volunteer clinical faculty or who are not always fully included in our diversity efforts. Thank you again.
The University Center for Excellence in Developmental Disabilities at the Mind Institute is very proud to be a part of this process. I'm also very grateful to UC Davis and the Chancellor for the recognition of the efforts of the DEI committee and the people at the Mind Institute, and for the leadership at the UC Davis level. Our said mission involves ensuring equity and access to high quality care and inclusion of all people with disabilities. So we have several projects related to this mission. Therefore, the goal of systemic change is very important to our programs and our team. So we've been very excited about these efforts. Participating in the DEI efforts at the Mind this year has led to much greater team cohesion around DEI issues, richer and more meaningful conversations and discussions about how to best support families of color, as well as how to support the people of color on our team. And I think this has extended this DEI work from being specific to certain projects or programs to being really more fully integrated into all of our projects and all of our activities. I've really appreciated the thoughtful way that the Mind DEI group has developed a clear plan based on the needs of all our programs that expands in a stepwise manner so that we can really improve our systems and support some programs to help the diverse families that make up our Mind community. Thank you.
Thank you so much to the Mind Institute Change for sharing with us, and congratulations on receiving a well-deserved award. Our final departmental recognition award is being presented to the Mondavi Center. The Mondavi Center undertook the task of setting a new mission and vision statement, along with a staff-driven 3-year strategic plan to take the center into its 20th anniversary in the year 2022. And they used this opportunity to include a DEI lens in their review and crafting. This not only centers the primary goal on diversity, but also recognizes the importance of DEI throughout how they conduct business, and it's necessary for a sustainable, positive cultural shift as an organization. The Mondavi Center is working on several projects, including accessible captioning or virtual presentations in both English and Spanish, including translating their communications and making their website accessible in both languages. This project will eventually include additions of other major languages that are part of the UC Davis campus community. Now, beyond language, they're also focused on other issues of accessibility to the Mondavi Center overall. They expanded their DEI committee to DEAI, including the A for accessibility, recognizing the need to elevate issues related to accessibility through their work and their programming. Understanding the fact that DEI work goes beyond serving our immediate campus community, the Mondavi Center has several staff members working as volunteers with other major university presenters, otherwise known as MUPs, across the US as an anti-racism task force to bring a comprehensive plan of action to the various organizations that will inform their work as they remove systemic racism from their programming, development, human resources, and create a more equitable and inclusive environment. It's my pleasure to present the Mondavi Center with this Department Recognition Award. You all are doing amazing work to advance DEI with your department and having a national impact through your partnerships. I invite you to share with us the successes in utilizing the diversity and inclusion strategic vision when creating and implementing changes within your department.
In developing the Mondavi Center's strategic plan, our team put diversity, equity, accessibility, and inclusion at the center of the work. Knowing the university's commitment to diversity and inclusion in the strategic vision plan provided us with inspiration and encouragement to do this important work.
Mondavi Center Ticket Office team has made and continues to make improvements to our hiring processes to continually attract and retain a diverse student population to our center. Through our ongoing staff training and by encouraging peer-to-peer recognition, we have made each team member accountable for the work in creating an environment of belonging. The student and staff feedback has been appreciative and engagement has been fun and positive. Together with the Mondavi Center's marketing team, we are continually making ongoing website improvements and technology implementations to provide a more equitable and accessible experience for all visitors of our center.
There is an electric energy amidst our staff knowing we're on this mission together. Focusing more deeply on diversity, equity, accessibility, and inclusion has infused us with even more passion to deepen our relationships with our campus and community, but has also profoundly unified our team, which lends even more energy to this commitment. It's almost palpable, this energy, and we can already see meaningful benefits through our relationships and interactions.
Using the university's diversity and inclusion strategic vision plan has given the Mondavi Center team a foundation of guiding principles that we strive to honor in our daily interactions. We regularly take advantage of the related courses offered by the UC Learning Center and other campus units, and our team works together across all departments to keep diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility at the forefront of all of our planning activities. And we set individual, department, and committee goals, which advance our commitment to making Mondavi Center a welcome space for all.
The long-standing value of the Mondavi Center and its programming team has been the idea that the performance doesn't start when the artist takes the stage, but really begins when audience members perhaps buy their ticket, peruse the website, and eventually head from their home to the Mondavi Center on show night. So it's not just about the artists we present, but the context and the experience we provide within which we present them. Our diversity and inclusion work has greatly expanded our toolkit for bringing in new audience and helping everyone see themselves as part of the Mondavi Center experience. It is first and foremost about making people feel welcome and there on their own terms.
We have incorporated equity to data collection practices that help us measure the progress of our programs in diversity, equity, accessibility, and inclusion to ensure that all are counted. And by ensuring that all are counted and each voice is heard, this process will help us measure the overall sense of belonging of our audiences and continue to develop programs and pricing strategies that support our mission of creating an experience where all can be their true, authentic selves.
Before every Mondavi Center event, we now acknowledge the traditional lands on which we pursue our mission. This recognition of place reminds us and our audiences that the work we do today in pursuit of social justice is directly connected to the deep inequities that brought us to inhabit this land. We are proud to pursue this work with humility and in solidarity with those that came before us.
One of the main reasons that undergraduates drop out of college is that they miss home and the support that comes from being with family and friends. We are working on creating welcoming spaces at the Mondavi Center for students to study, socialize, and connect. We celebrate their cultures through our programming, and we hope that representation will give them a sense of belonging and home. The incredible diversity of our students, campus, and community is the backbone of our efforts to ensure that all who come through the doors at the Mondavi Center feel welcome, included, and they can be their authentic selves.
Thank you so much for sharing, and congratulations on your impressive accomplishments. I want to thank all of the awardees for their commitment to advancing diversity, equity, and inclusion on both the Davis and Health Campus in Sacramento and within the community. I would like to welcome Chancellor May to provide us with some final words for tonight's program. Chancellor May.
I want to close by thanking you for attending the 2021 Chancellor's Achievement Awards for Diversity and Community. Congratulations again to our awardees on their achievements and commitment to diversity for your great example.